Hello, welcome to tutorial on G67 2.7a PPA 223 solving inequalities. These are kind of tough, so hang on to your seats and see if we can figure this out. There's a new rule I'm going to teach you. Most of the time, you can, in 6th and 7th grade math, there's not going to be any negative signs, and so you can treat an inequality just like an equation. So if we're going to subtract 5 from this side of the inequality, we could subtract 5 from this side of the inequality. Our 5's cross off, and you've got x is greater than 4. So you just treat this inequality like a normal equation. But where it's different is when we have negative numbers involved, and we have to multiply or divide. If we're going to multiply or divide by a negative number, then we're going to have to flip the inequality. So this one here is correct. So x is greater than negative 4. We could, just put something in there to try. We'll put a 5 in. 5 is greater than 4, right? So 5 plus 5 is 10, which is greater than 9. That's great. So number 1 is correct. Number 1 is greater than r, so that's n. So we go down here and we put an n where the number 1 is. And I kind of already filled that in because it's getting pretty low. All right, let's take a look at the second one here. So now we have negative 6, and I'll write this out. Negative 6x is less than 12. Now here, we're going to have to divide by a negative 6. So we're going to divide by a negative 6. And when you divide both sides by a negative number, or when you multiply both sides by a negative number, then you have to flip the inequality symbol. So these cross off. We have x, 12 divided by 6 is 2. It's going to be negative 2. And we have to flip the inequality sign around. So x has got to be greater than a negative 2. Okay? So we divided by negative 6, and then on both sides, you did about, you balanced the equation out or the inequality out, and then you flipped the sign because of that. So let's check this one a couple of times. So let's go back in. Let me just write this out. Now we have negative 6x is less than 12. So let's substitute in some things for x here. First of all, let's substitute in something that is greater than negative 2. Well, 1 is certainly greater than negative 2. So negative 6 times 1 less than 12. Okay, well, a negative 6 times 1 is a negative 6, and it is definitely less than 12. Good. All right, well, let's try another one. Negative 6x less than 12, and let's pick something that is, well, last time we said something greater than negative 2, so let's pick something less than negative 2. So let's say that negative 3. So now we're going to say negative 6 times a negative 3 is less than 12. So 6 times 3 is 18. That's a positive 18. And is positive 18 less than 12? No, it's not, because we chose something that time. It's supposed to be greater than negative 2. We chose something that was less than negative 2. So it didn't work. So we know that our inequality here is correct. X is greater than a negative 2. So S. So we'll go to number 6. Find number 6. I'm losing my mind. And we're going to put in an S. X is greater than a negative 2. Okay? Let's try another one here. You know what? Let's try 16. 16 looks difficult. So 16, we've got, now I'll write it out so it's a little more clear, 1/2 of some number n greater than or equal to negative 15. All right, so what we have to do here is we're going to have to multiply by a negative 2 to get rid of this. So we're going to have to use the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply by negative 2 over 1 here, and we're going to multiply a negative 2 over 1 here. So now we know we're going to have to flip this sign. So this sign is going to become less than or equal to. So these cross off. We've got our n. And negative 15 times a negative 2, this is 30. It's 30 over 1, or just 30. Well, let's go back to our inequality and let's choose something. Well, it could be equal to 30, right? So let's start with 30 and just see if this works. 1/2, negative 1/2 of 30 is greater than or equal to negative 15. Well, 1/2 of 30 is 15, and it's a negative 15, and that is equal to a negative 15. So that one worked. So now let's choose something. Oops, sorry about that. Let's choose something here that is truly less than 30. Let's choose 10. So negative 1/2 of 10 is greater than or equal to negative 15. Well, 1/2 of 10 is 5. That's mean negative. Is that greater than or equal to negative 15? Well, yes, negative 5 is greater than negative 15. It's less negative. So there we've worked a couple of those problems, and you can look at your answers and figure it out which one. Here was the way we solved it. When we multiplied it, because we flipped the sign, so it's less than or equal to 30. So u is going to be with 16 is going to be u. 16. Come on, duds. You know what? There's not a 16 on there. I don't see a 16, so we must be able to skip that one. Either that, also I've missed it. One way or the other. We're just going to skip it for now. If we find it later, that'll be no problem. So go ahead and work your way through these. Keep that in mind. If you're going to be, like on this one here, if you're going to be dividing by a negative 5 on both sides, you are going to have to flip that sign. On this one here, we're adding 10. We don't have to flip the sign because we're not multiplying or dividing by a negative number. Over here, we're going to be multiplying by 2. We do not need to do any flipping of the signs. Let's find one that we do. Oh, down here, look at it. Now we're going to be dividing by a negative 5, so we're going to have to flip the sign there. Here we're going to be multiplying by a negative 2 over 1. We're going to have to flip the sign. Okay, and I'm sure there are others as well. Okay, thank you for your patience and listening. I know this is a challenging activity, but you're advanced students. We can handle this. It's what we do.